Hello. Sorry for that. I'm Ben. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to talk about recently the House voted to roll back Title IX changes and basically unscrew something that we screwed up with the last 4 years of stupidity that we've gone through in the United States. So the House passed the Protection of Women's and Girls in Sports Act, which could change the Title IX protections and ensure only people assigned female at birth participate in women and girls athletics. This was up for a vote Tuesday, and the vote was passed 218 to 206 and won. So 206 people in the House think that our women athletes, that your daughters, your sisters, should have to compete against males. That's how stupid humanity has gotten. So 2 Democrats voted in favor of the bill. Reps Henry Cellular and Vincent Gonzalez. North Carolina Rep Don Davis, a Democrat, voted present. The 3 bucked House Democratic leadership in doing so. So here's my response to that. This is not a Republican and Democrat thing, but unfortunately in America, everything is pitched as a Republican or Democrat thing. If you have children, if you have friends that are ladies, if you have anyone in your family that it is a female athlete that competes athletically, you should be in favor of making this law. So the fact that the stupidity is so strong and it looks like it's a 50-50 thing is nonsensical, and it's not what Americans think, okay? So if you look at the Bible, it says we were created male and female by divine design. According to Genesis creation's account, God created humanity male and female, and that's in Genesis 1:26 through 28. Maleness and femaleness are creational, not contractual. They are divinely instituted rather than socially defined. So for some reason in America and in other Western civilizations where people have it so well that they can create their own problems, the last 3 years have been the stupidest we've had, because we had a false president who was anti-Constitution and anti-America, and he led to a whole group of followings that are just as stupid, and we acted like that stupidity was the majority of this country, which it is not. It's less than 2% of the population of this country. Now, I'm not saying only 2% voted for these clowns. 50% vote just because it says Democrat or based on their race, etc. These people will only vote for someone that's the same color or same sex as them, which shows they're not voting. They're not citizen. They're not what citizens should be in voting. You should be voting for the right person that's there, period. And some people say it's the less of two evils. Here's the point. It's either good or bad. There's no, all this gray that people create is ridiculous. If you look at Deuteronomy 22 verse 5, it says, "A woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's cloak. For whoever does these things is abomination to the Lord your God." It's in the Bible. That's the book of law. That's Deuteronomy 22:5. That's not an opinion. That's what the Bible says. So when you look at those things and you take it back to a biblical context, this is just something ridiculous that we've allowed Western society to do to itself. So instead of improving the world for the rest of the people on the planet, instead of coming up with ways to feed people who are starving, instead of coming up with ways to defeat cancer, defeat AIDS, defeat all these things that hurt human beings, instead of doing those things and attacking the economy and the poisons to the economy and the fraud and the crime and all the terrorism and all the nonsense with drugs, etc. In our country, we want to spend billions of dollars going back and forth on this kind of nonsense and stupidity. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And one day we'll have to answer for that. So there's my take on that. I think it's ridiculous that they had to take this to a vote. It's not right for men to compete against women. It's very simple. If you think about football, wrestling, combat sports, in the Olympics this past year, there was a man at fault, and they tried to say that he was born a hermaphrodite, but that wasn't the case. It was a man who went through a botched sex exchange is what it looked like to me. But long story short, a male should not be able to get across and compete with a female in combat sports. It's just ridiculous. We're built differently. There's no reason for this to come to vote. I'm glad this has happened. So men have no place in women's sports is what it's voted to roll back Title IX changes where people said identity is based on what you imagine. Okay. So one more step in the right direction. There's a lot of that going on right now. Hopefully with this new Trump term, we can get rid of a lot of stupidity, the nonsense that was pushed for the last 4 years. If you like subject matter such as this and videos such as these, please like, please subscribe. I'm Ben. Be good.